Hello, 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 hello. If you've never seen me before, I'm Coin Ring Maker from coinringmaker.com. I make coins into rings. Today, we're going to be working on this half-ounce fine silver Don't Tread on Me round. This is currently my favorite thing to make into a ring. I think they come out super awesome. And if while I work on this, you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. If you'd like to check out the shop, I've got a link for that down here. But I'm going to go ahead and get started here in just a minute. Again, if anybody has any questions, let me know. Oh dang, I never noticed that on the back of the eye, it's like the earth. Those like lines across it, it's the earth. There's South America, North America up there, Africa. That's pretty cool. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and get started on this. The first thing we got to do is punch a hole right in the middle of it. For that we're going to use this tool right here. This is a auto centering punch. So as we tighten this down, it's going to auto center our coin right in the middle. And how it does that is it's cone shaped on the top. So as we tighten this down, it'll move the coin right into the middle for us. Using a 1/2-inch punch, and we're just going to hammer that on through. Let's go. Perfect. There is our center punch. Let's check out our coin. There's our coin so far. No doubt. Yeah, the center punch is tight. Now we're going to clean up that inside edge with our deburring tool. While I do this, y'all all hit that follow button. All 170 of you. Tap it, tap that follow button now. Tap it, tap the follow button now. Let's go. Thanks for following, Joseph. Spelling can be tricky. Awesome. What am I doing? I'm making this half-ounce silver round into a ring. If you guys would like to see what my finished coin rings look like, you can tap the link on my TikTok profile, or tap this little gold chain that's about to pop up here. Give me just a second. Ooh, there we go. Yeah, tap that link down there and check out my website. It's pretty cool. Now we got that nice and smooth. I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of steel wool. Make sure it's super smooth. If you'd like to send me a coin, you can email me at info@coinringmaker.com. I'll need to know a little bit of information about the coin before I get started. Oh yeah. Now we're going to go ahead and anneal this to soften the silver up a bit. With fine silver, you got to be a little more careful with annealing. So if you overdo it, you can get like blisters on the surface. This one right here is usually 150. I do have cheaper coin rings, if that's a bit out of your price range. And you can find those by tapping this link down here. If you want to shop around, take a look. There we go. Why is it so expensive? Well, making jewelry is expensive. You have to buy expensive tools like this. This thing right here by itself is like $600. And that's just like one tool. There's a lot that goes into making these that I guess doesn't meet the eye. It's also expensive just to have your own business. Taxes, inventory, website upkeep. There's a lot going on. So it's not just the cost of the coin itself, which a lot of people get hung up on. There we go. Now we're going to find a 17-degree die. Fold that in. Get our second fold. Very nice. I used to have a little lower prices, but I've actually found that charging what I do allows me to focus quite a bit more on the rings I work on. So my products come out nicer because I charge more. It's not a custom job. These are available on the website. This is for PBM's Adventures. 150. They're on sale for $99. If anybody's interested in getting one, you can just go to buycoinrings.com or tap the link down here. It's going to be under fall sale. Here's our coin so far. Now we're going to go ahead and start stretching this out over on the ring stretcher. Do I ever mess up while making a ring? All the time. And that's another thing that goes into the price of making these, is the failure rate is actually kind of high. What usually happens is the ring will split. And every time that happens, I throw them in this drawer over here and save them as reminders of what not to do. So if you do all the steps, and you pay attention to what you're doing, chances are that won't happen. But it does happen on occasion. Nobody's perfect. Hello from Germany. Thanks for watching, Benny. If anybody else has any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. If you'd like to check out the shop, I'll pin the link down here, so it's super easy to find. Now we're going to get some paper towel on our ring stretcher. This helps protect the inside detail of the ring. You really don't want to have a lot of direct metal on metal contact with your coin rings. That's how you lose or mash up your detail. So having a buffer between your tools and your ring is a good way to keep those details nice and sharp. So it's going to be a 9.5. We've got it a little past 11 at the moment. That's okay. You see how nice and crisp the detail on the inside of the ring still is? That paper towel does a lot to help keep that nice and pretty. So now we're going to go ahead and wrap this in some blue monster tape. Stuff is magic. There we go. How's it going, Van? So this is going to help protect the outside detail of the coin, much like the paper towel did on the inside. Doing good. Give that a nice couple of wraps there. Swedish wrap time, yes sir. Now, this is one of my Swedish wraps. There's another thing that goes into the price is buying all these dies. These dies are not cheap. You slap jewelry in front of any tool and it's going to skyrocket the price. It's usually like 3 times as much. Do you have videos of beginning parts of the process? Absolutely. Almost all of my videos show the full process. The best place to watch like the full process is going to be on my YouTube channel. Here on TikTok, I kind of have to speed things up a little bit. But if you go to YouTube and just search Coin Ring Maker, that's the name of my channel. You can see the full process in most of those videos. I'm going to throw a little bit more tape on this, and then we're going to flip it over and reduce it the other way. Yeah, just search Coin Ring Maker. There's also a button for it on my TikTok profile that just looks like the YouTube logo. It's pretty easy to find. There's a lot of videos there. So if you guys want to go subscribe, that'd be sick. I have way more followers here than I have subscribers on YouTube. And that's where all the good stuff is. I don't understand it. But it is what it is. It's funny, I actually started on YouTube first. That's the one I want. It's looking pretty good. Let's see how it looks without the tape. Yeah, no problem. If anybody else has any questions, let me know. And if you haven't hit the follow button yet, either hit the follow button or leave a good excuse in the comments. You should be ashamed of yourself. You all should be following me. Where do I purchase my Don't Tread on Me silver coins from? I either got them from, it's like Ampex, Golden State Mint, or Pinehurst. Those are usually where I get them from. That looks really freaking solid. Do I accept coins from clients? I do, but I need to ask you a few questions. I usually do that through email first. So if you want to have a custom coin ring made, just email me at info@coinringmaker.com. What tool has the blue handles? This is a hole punch. This is a Capri Tools hole punch. This is the best punch I've found to punch holes in coins. Usually I want to get kind of smaller holes in them, and the jewelry ones you find at like Michael's or Hobby Lobby tend to break really easy. They aren't built as tough as I'd like. This one I've had no problems with. It's absolutely awesome. Highly recommend. And it comes with different size hole punches. I usually just use the smallest one that comes on it, and that lets me make keychains and necklaces and stuff like that. Here's an example of what I'd use that punch for. So it's still a decent size hole, but it's small enough that I think it looks pretty good. Check our size, make sure it's not too big still. Okay, so we got it at a size 9. Target size for this is 9.5. And we're gonna remove right above, or I guess below the text there's a bit of raised metal. Call that the lip. And that's pretty uncomfortable. And it also kind of throws off the size of the ring. So we're gonna cut that away, and we should be a lot closer to our target size after that. Gotta be really careful when doing this part, because we don't want to scratch up the inside details. So I usually take my deburring blade and get it up as close as I can to that edge. I've seen a lot of people cut closer to the flat part of the blade, and I found that increases the chance of it skipping around. I actually pull it up right as far to the edge of that blade as I can, and that cuts a lot better. While I clean up that edge, this is kind of the slow, boring part. So if you guys want to check out my website, check out my store, now's a good time to do it. You don't even have to leave TikTok. Just tap that link down there, take a look around. Thanks for watching. Something else I do with this edge is, because of the curve of this blade, it kind of cuts funky. It does remove a decent amount of metal, but there's still kind of a raised bit closer to the text that's hard for it to reach. So once that bit of cut metal kind of matches the shape of the blade, I'll switch to a smaller blade, and that'll help me clean up the little bit of metal that's left there. So here you can see this one's got a little bit of a different profile to it. Sometimes I'll just switch back and forth until I get the edge all the way going. How's it going, man? I saw your pumpkin coins. Those are pretty cool. Did you pour those? I'm sure you did. They don't look like they were smashed. They're nice. See, I haven't focused on any Halloween stuff this year. It's a coin ring. It's made out of a coin. Very nice. Yeah, one of these days I'm going to get myself the kit to start pouring. One of these days. I love watching like molten silver. It's beautiful. This is a Celtic knot. I got this at Knott's Berries Farm like 17 years ago when I was in high school, from a fellow ring maker. So it's like a handmade silver ring. It's seen better days. It's definitely not perfectly round anymore, but it's held up to the test of time. I like it a bunch. I wish I could make something like it. I've tried to duplicate it a couple times, and it hasn't worked out as nicely as I'd like. Another thing on the bucket list. Yeah, that's one thing about making jewelry is your mind kind of runs wild on all the different things you can do. Back when knots were fun. I bet you could. My biggest worry about, well, at least my biggest difficulty about trying to reproduce this and starting with a coin is kind of the warping that happens. You see how nice and straight these lines are? They would have to be just right, curved on the coin. And like the top part of the knot would have to be like wider than the bottom part of the knot. You'd have to get the math just right for when you folded and stretched it to get this look. And I've had some trouble trying to reproduce it and get it to work that way. I agree. Yeah, you gotta... There's something you guys should check out, Bex. My buddy from the Unminted Coin Company, he made this program. that like lets you upload front and back pictures of coins, and it gives you like a preview of what it would look like as a coin ring. It's called Coin Ring Simulator. I think that would be really helpful for you guys if you're wanting to make more coins for coin rings, you know what I mean? So you can like design something and not have to make it as, you don't have to mint it right away, right? Like you can save that investment and see what it'll look like beforehand. And I mean, he did a great job on it. The math is perfect. It's what I've used trying to reproduce this, where I I haven't nailed it yet, but for like coins I haven't worked on before, it's really good for like showing customers what it would look like before I work on it. I really, really like it. I know it's not a great tool for everybody, but I think you guys would definitely get some value of it. It's called Coin Ring Simulator. I'm pretty sure you can find it on Google relatively easy. But that's a little little promo for my friend Jonathan at Unminted Coin Rings. He did a really good job on it. It's an excellent program for what it does, but it's super niche. So if I can get more people to use that, I'm sure he'd appreciate it. We got that inside edge all nicely cut away. We'll rub what we cut a little bit with some steel wool to kind of smooth it out, and then we'll check our ring size. If anybody watching has any questions, let me know. It's really cool. Another thing I've used it for is like when you make coin rings as much as I do, you have different size punches you can use to like kind of make the band thicker or thinner. So for like larger coins, I punch bigger holes in them, and that also lets you kind of preview like what details are going to end up on the band based on the hole punch size you use. It's great. I can't sing its praises enough, and I think for someone who's trying to design coins to be made into rings, it's exactly what you would want. Yeah, this is my full-time gig. Coinringmaker.com. It's me all day. It's beautiful, beautiful ring. Let's see how close we are to 9.5. We are at 10. So we're going to reduce it just a little bit more. And then we'll clean it up. Yeah, I've been making these for about 3 years. The first 2 years, I had another job I was doing while I built this business up. In January of this year, I dove in full time. Now it's what I get to do whenever I want to. It's pretty great. So if you guys want to support my small business, the coin ring, tap the link down here. There's also a link in my profile for the fall sale. We've got quite a few coin rings at really nice prices right now. The one I'm working on currently is the 1/2 ounce Don't Tread on Me silver round. These are usually $150. They're on sale for $100 right now, if anybody wants to get one. Thank you very much. I mean, some months are a little tougher than others, but I haven't gone back into the workforce yet, so I'm pretty proud of myself. And you know, I couldn't do it without you guys, so thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. Know I appreciate you. You're letting me live my dream. You can't beat that. Can't beat that. It's so funny too, because when I first started making these, it was like I didn't have the goal of starting a business or making money off of this or even making more than a few rings. It was like a personal challenge just to see if I could do it. I saw one random guy on YouTube make a quarter into a ring. I said, oh, that looks like fun for an afternoon. 3 years later, here I am, doing it every day. It really tends to vary. The marketing structure for this particular business is entirely like social media driven. So I don't pay for any ads. So if a video is popping off, the chances are that I'm going to have more sales that week. That has not been the case this month. For some reason, TikTok has showed my work to a solid, 100,000 15-year-olds who are not pleased with the prices I charge for my work. That seems to be the most common criticism I've received this month. There's been a lot of really negative comments about my pricing this month. But usually, when my videos are doing pretty well, I'm able to get quite a few sales. Yeah, I get views. Don't get me wrong, I get the views. Yeah, if you go to my page, scroll down maybe, 10 videos or so. Just look at the view counts on the videos on my TikTok page. Scroll down a little bit, you'll find the ones that are popping off. There's one that's at 500,000 right now. And it's all just like 15-year-olds complaining about my prices. It's pretty great. They also think the $50 I'm working on is a quarter. So they don't understand what's going on. They're like, why is a quarter that you ruined $150? They just can't wrap their head around it. I try not to let it get under my skin because they're not really my target market anyways, but they are definitely, vocal in the comments. Quick to comment, that kind of thing. There we go, 9.5, perfect. Yeah, I've seen your work. I think I'm following you. Oh, I am now. Yeah. I've looked at your profile before. I don't know why I didn't follow you. Well, all they see is the coin. They don't see the work I put into it. They don't see the tools. They don't see the result. Yeah, pretty much. They're like, should be 25 cents. And it's like a 50-cent piece. Like, they've never even seen a $50 in their lives. They're like, what? It's got to be a quarter, right? They don't even know what it is. So I'm about to the point where I've stopped replying to comments on that video. I've just let that one go. I let them have it, and I'm just focusing on the next video. Hopefully, I won't hit a nerve with so many youngsters on that one. See, the key to selling jewelry online is to try not to mention your price at all. Because a lot of people will get hung up on the price before they take a good look at the jewelry itself. So if you can focus more on the jewelry and leave it for people who are interested to ask how much it is, that works a lot better. I messed up and replied to a comment about pricing and basically dug myself that hole. So it's my fault. Nice. Hello. Yeah, I've done a little bit of leather work. I wouldn't say my work is very professional. It's mostly, I've just made stuff for myself. But that's how this started. Broke 1,000 coins trying to make a ring. Yeah, dude, it's not easy. Well, yeah, that's why I let them argue with each other. Like, that's what I'm doing. That's most of what the comments are, is just people fighting with each other over whether it's legal to do or the price is right. I've just stayed out of it. I'm like, y'all can figure it out. My prices are my prices. I do what I do. If you want to buy something, you can. If not, don't make a big deal out of it. Don't let it ruin your day. That looks great. Thank you very much. Yeah, I definitely busted my fair share of coins trying to figure out how to do this. And I still mess up. I still make mistakes. That's one reason I actually started filming the process, right? So I started making videos for YouTube of me just kind of like trying different things to make coin rings, like trying different steps in the process. And when I would get like a successful coin ring, like it would come out really good, I'd go back and watch my own video like over and over and over again and like take notes on like what I did and try and grow on that next time. Give you a follow, bro. Yeah, I'll check out your work. Thank you very much, Brian. So, I mean, it's been a long and interesting road with coinringmaker.com. And I'm honestly surprised it's made it this far. It's been a lot of fun. But not everybody, it's not for everybody. Like, that's one thing that was kind of hard. It was a hard lesson to learn. Like, I thought everybody would like my rings. Not everybody likes my rings. Not everybody can wrap their head around it. Not everybody wants one. But the people who do are, like, fantastic. I love my actual customers. Like, I've met some amazing people doing this. And people usually really seem to appreciate my work if they actually get something I've made. So that's always a nice confidence boost. Yep, skipping steps and rushing. But you have to know what the steps are first, right? There's a lot of little bitty things that go into it that like, oh, I didn't do that one little thing. And rushing will get you too. That's usually the issue I have nowadays, is I'm trying to go too fast. So that's one reason I decided to raise my prices a little bit from what they used to be, is because it allows me to have more time to focus on what I'm doing. So the products are better because they're more expensive, just inherently. Like, I want to do a better job. I'm able to do a better job. I can give individual attention to every order. Whereas when I was selling like quarter coin rings for $5, like, I just had too many orders. I couldn't spend the time I wanted to on every ring. And now I'm able to do that. Yeah, I have a couple options for silver dollars. I have Morgan dollars, which are currently on sale. They're usually $200 right now. They are $150. I also do peace dollars, and I have quite a few commemorative silver dollars as well. And you can find those, by going through the link down here. I think so. I think quality is the way to go over quantity. Because I've done quantity. And that's, like, one thing I can't really explain to these kids who are mad about the prices is, like, well, I mean, I have, so many followers on my TikTok. If you go to my TikTok, you can see how many followers I have. If I made cheap rings, I would have to make a lot of cheap rings. I would never stop. I would burn myself out, and the work would suffer. Size 12, 1974. The only thing I have for 1974 is copper quarters and half dollars. I can get both of those to size 12. And the copper ones are currently on sale for $15. If you go to my website down here and then tap on fall sale, you'll want the listing that says 1965 to 1998 quarter coin ring, and then just pick 1974, and you should be able to get one. It was a hard lesson to learn, but charging more actually allows me to make much nicer stuff. It's beautiful. I'm a lot more proud of my work when I'm able to charge $150 for something compared to like $5 or $10. I've also found that having higher prices reduces like negative reviews. So like when you like do the race to the bottom with your prices, which is what Etsy was making me do. So before I got my own website, I was on Etsy, and there's other coin ring makers on there. So people would come to mine and be like, well, I can get it for $4 over here. So I'd sell it for, $3 and like lose money. Yeah, the Kennedy half-dollar rings are tight. So I changed which race I'm in. I'm not in the race to the bottom anymore. I'm in the race to the top. I want to charge more than everyone else and have it be worth it. Like, that's my goal. Unfortunately, there just aren't any 90% silver coins made in 1974. 1964 to like 92, there's just this horrible gap where they didn't make a lot of 90% silver coins. The only ones you can really find are like Olympic dollars, and there was not an Olympics in 1974, so they didn't make any. Something you could do instead of like focusing on the year itself is you could get a 90% silver state quarter. So I have all 50 states and 90% silver quarters. Those are also on sale. They're usually $100. I've got them on sale for $74 right now. So you can pick a state. I've got all 50 states, and that's going to be 90% silver. And those come out really good. They're one of my most popular coin rings. That came out really nice. Let's get it in some better light. See how it looks. If anybody else has any questions, or you're looking for a specific year, let me know. I do have a lot to pick from if you're looking for something specific. To the light booth. Away. Now, me too. Don't get me wrong, man. I wish that gap didn't exist, but it is what it is. Blame the U.S. Mint on that one. The 1941 standing Morgan dollar. That's about AU. So is it a half dollar or is it a Morgan dollar? It's probably a half dollar if it's 1941. Yeah. So I've got those in my website, or like on my website. It's a lot easier to order a coin ring from my website than it is to have a custom one made. But if you do want a custom one made, email me at info@coinringmaker.com and we can get that process started. Yeah, I do dollar coin rings. If you go to buycoinrings.com, I'll set this up here for you guys. Everybody, take a screenshot of this bad boy. It's got a 10% off coupon code on there and my website. So just take a screenshot of that and go take a look at all the coin rings I make when you have some free time. There's a lot of stuff to pick from, and I've got things sorted by the metal it's made of, so you can go directly to 90% silver if that's what you're looking for, and then like quarters, half dollars, dollars. It's all split up and categorized, so it's easy to look through stuff. Well, we are all done with this one. I do appreciate y'all stopping by and watching me work. If you haven't yet, make sure to hit that follow button, and I'll catch you guys next time. Have a great day. Peace.